Good evening from Becky and me. Welcome to this evening's programme.
First tonight, the Duke of York was back at work today promoting business in our region while trying to brush off the cash for access scandal involving his former wife.
Prince Andrew was in Cambridgeshire in his role as a UK trade ambassador, but media attention inevitably turned to the Duchess of York.
It was the Duke's first public engagement since a Sunday newspaper revealed that Sarah Ferguson had tried to get £500,000 to introduce an undercover journalist to him. Our correspondent Rhiannon Mills was also there, and she joins us now live from the college he visited. So, Rhiannon, how did he react?
His trip today would have been organised weeks ago, but it's those revelations in the Sunday papers which certainly drew more attention to this visit than you would normally see. There were a lot more people hanging around, hanging on Prince Andrew's every word, waiting to find out whether or not he would make any comment about his ex-wife. A couple of journalists did try to put a couple of questions to him, but he flatly refused to say anything. For him today, it was clearly about getting back to business. Prince Andrew arrived in Cambridge this morning to talk business. Instead, the Duke of York faced more personal questions.
How are you today, sir?
The assembled media more interested in his private life. This his first public outing since his ex-wife was caught out by a Sunday newspaper, offering access to the Duke to a fake businessman for £500,000.
New Prince Andrew?
Yeah.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Today it was business as usual for the Prince. Data company One Spatial, part of his visit to Cambridgeshire. His role as UK trade envoy is at the centre of this scandal, a role many believe is still vital.
We have the ability on days like today to allow him to understand some of the things that we're doing in the knowledge economy so that he can convey that to, as he's going around the world in his ambassadorial role for trade and industry.
Already on the other side of the world was ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, in America collecting an award for her work with children.
It's about making a difference, and most important thing, I hate grown-ups and I love children. Thank you so much.
At Cambridge Regional College, the Duke was addressing another young audience.
If you have a skill, that skill is usable not only inside the United Kingdom, but worldwide.
Just as interested in what he had to say. The Duke of York knew nothing about his ex-wife's alleged business deals, but the added interest in today's visit has gone to show just how much influence this scandal has had. If you believe any publicity is good publicity, this was a successful day at the office for local businesses, an official opening from royalty, one that didn't cost a penny. Rhiannon Mills, Anglia News in Cambridge.
Well, next tonight, after 8 years of campaigning, people living near Stansted Airport are looking to the future after it was announced that the application for a second runway was being withdrawn.
Many families have left the area after selling their homes to BAA, but those who've stayed put are hoping that expansion of the airport will no longer be part of any future plans. Victoria Webb has more on that.
They're from the communities living in the shadow of Stansted Airport, and today these people had reason to celebrate. Now that BAA has withdrawn its application for a second runway at Stansted, they hope they can get on with their lives. But at the offices of the Stop Stansted Expansion Group, they're not complacent. They call this their war room, full of paperwork, placards and banners, and they're not going anywhere.
We're calling on BAA now to give us long-term guarantees to ensure that this doesn't come back to haunt us, and to sell back the properties into the community so that we can rebuild our lives here.
Carol and the thousands of members of the SSE have been protesting since 2002. They say their ongoing blight has had a big impact on the community. With small villages in close proximity to the airport, over the years residents have found themselves approached by BAA to sell their homes to make way for expansion. John and Rosemary Welch from Takeley turned them down.
You felt that, oh goodness, if it gets to compulsory purchase order, if we don't agree to sell to BAA, it was a reasonably fair offer, in all honesty, wasn't it?
At the time,
yes. Lots of people did sell, but we just felt, well, maybe we were just obstinate. We just thought, oh, well, why should we? We'll go when we want to go, not be forced to go. It's the environment, everything is being pressured, and it's going to break everything up.
So how do you feel now?
Well, obviously, you're thrilled to bits.
The Blacksmiths here at Molehill Green is one of a few homes that's still privately owned. BAA has bought a number of properties around here, which has meant people moving away to begin a fresh start.
And the campaigners say with BAA renting properties out on only short-term agreements, there's been a lack of new families choosing to settle here.
The blight was terrible, and over 8 years, it can never be totally eradicated. People have left. I agree, I've left, but I still come back and we've still got our friends here. We can coagulate this area again.
Stansted Airport said it withdrew its application after a clear indication that the government's airport policy would change. In a statement, they said, "We will continue to work hard to bring new businesses here to provide jobs and strong business and travel opportunities in the months and years ahead." The news hasn't pleased everyone.
The expansion of Stansted could have led to something like another 13,000 jobs. So that is very disappointing from that point of view. It's also disappointing that the economic activity which would have generated from that would have been a great help in terms of providing extra infrastructure, which we badly need in the east of England.
The campaigners may be a step closer to achieving their goal, but they're the first to admit the fight isn't over.
Well, Victoria Webb joins us from Molehill Green this evening. So, Victoria, a real sense of optimism there among campaigners.
Yes, and I think that was clear to see in all the celebrations that have taken place here today. Now, there's still a great deal of uncertainty in the area, though, particularly surrounding the buildings that BAA has already purchased, including this very pub. What's going to happen to that now? But a lot of people breathing a huge sigh of relief, including these people here, and also other airports in our region. Norwich and Luton no longer facing the competition that a second runway at Stansted would have brought with it. So tonight, the people here at the pub, the people in the surrounding villages really feel that all these years of campaigning have been worth it.
Thank you, Victoria. The parents of a baby who was still